This vintage aircraft is a 1939 Lockheed 12. It's similar to the aircraft Amelia Earhart flew in, only a slightly smaller version. It was built in 1939 at Burbank, California at the Lockheed plant, and upon completion was immediately given to the British during World War II as part of their Lend-Lease program. The British used it as executive transport, and as a matter of fact, I guess they understand it was indeed used to transport Winston Churchill at one point or other. It's kind of a neat little anecdote. The British used it as executive transport during that conflict and later on took it down to the north of Africa, where it did sustain some battle damage, I understand, from anti-aircraft fire, small arms fire. After the British used it, they sold it to the French, and the French used it in Vietnam during that conflict. And again, it was used as executive transport and again received more battle damage as 88mm rounds were discovered in the bottom of the undercarriage, fuselage, and bottom of the wing areas. It's kind of neat to see the hangar where they did all the restoration. They have several skin patches up on the walls with the holes in them from 50 years ago damage. And it's kind of neat to see they kind of wrote down where it's from and what it was, what part of the aircraft and what kind of anti-aircraft fire created the damage. After the Vietnam conflict with the French, it was sold to an American oil company and flew around the Southwest for 30 years or so as part of executive transport, and I suspect mostly equipment being transported, to and from. After the 30 to 35 years, when it was finally sold to Les Whittlesey, the owner, it was in desperate need of repair, and it had been built from the ground up with reskinning and systems and hydraulics and just a huge undertaking. I guess now they fly this aircraft all around the nation, going to different air shows and submitting it as part of a vintage aircraft, category, and does very well and often comes in first place. Anyway, that's kind of the story with the Lockheed 12. I like the shot. I chose to photograph it from a down low angle, seeing some of the undercarriage and the bottom of the aircraft because of all the neat detail and stuff that you normally wouldn't see, and chose to shoot with a longer lens as opposed to lots of sort of environment, because I think the shot of this aircraft, the aircraft is the star, not so much the environment and the people. And that's kind of why I chose this perspective. That's it.